Hi, good morning everybody. This is Monica Benavides with the Del Mar College Small Business Development Center. I'm here at the SBA Disaster Recovery Center at La Palmera Mall at the corner of McCardle and Staples with Bobby Petty. He is one of the SBA representatives helping our community recover through Hurricane Harvey. If you have any questions, please list them down below. I'm going to have Bobby speak a little bit on the disaster recovery loan program that the SBA has going on for us. So let me just turn around. Hi, good morning, Bobby.
Good morning. My name is Bobby Petty. I'm a Public Information Officer with the U.S. Small Business Administration Office of Disaster Assistance. I'm standing in front of the Corpus Christi Disaster Recovery Center. It's kind of a one-stop shop for a lot of disaster needs. You'll see sometimes Red Cross, TWIA, a lot of different agencies, but the main agencies that are here today and every day are going to be of course FEMA, which is here to help folks with grants and other types of assistance, and the Small Business Administration, which I represent. The Small Business Administration, what we do, again, we work with FEMA and we give out very low interest rate loans for homeowners, renters, and businesses of any size that were affected by a disaster, in this case Hurricane Harvey. The loan rates are very low. For homeowners and renters, it's as low as 1.75%, and homeowners can borrow up to $200,000, renters can borrow up to $40,000, and for small businesses, you can borrow up to $2 million for physical damage and for economic injury loss that may have, as a result of the hurricane.
Wow. So can you tell us a little bit about the application process?
Yeah, the application process that Congress has set up is a kind of a checks and balances system, but everyone has to start with FEMA, including businesses. Businesses cannot get grants from FEMA. There are no grants available for businesses, but everybody has to go through FEMA first. So that's, of course, that's the main presence here is going to be FEMA. You can call their number. You can go online to disasterassistance.gov to get FEMA help. But then they're going to refer most of the people to the Small Business Administration for a loan. Normally, the biggest determining factor on that is going to be income first, and then which is the ability to repay the loan, because it is a loan from the Small Business Administration, as well as credit rating. So they're going to look at the credit score, credit history overall, and see what people have. And what will happen is, if people get turned down from the Small Business Administration, and most people don't know this, and again, this is how Congress set it up, the next step after the Small Business Administration is then to go back to FEMA and then request more grant assistance. FEMA has up to $34,000 that they can give grant assistance. So people need to be aware of that process and know that if you get turned down by the Small Business Administration for whatever reason, the process doesn't stop there. You can continue on and hopefully get some additional assistance from the government.
Wonderful. And what kind of loans are available?
There are three kinds of loans. For homeowners and renters, it's going to be for disaster loans. Same thing for businesses, there's disaster loans too. The third type, though, is economic injury disaster loans. And basically, if you're a small business and you've had a business slowdown of any type, and you have you're having a difficult time being able to pay your employees, pay your rent, your mortgage, pay for inventory, things like that, you can borrow up to $2 million from the government to be able to get back on your feet. Now, the one key thing to note for both homeowners and businesses both is that if you take out less than $25,000, there's no collateral required. So it's much easier. You don't have to get there's no lien on your house or anything like that, or on your business if it's less than $25,000. In some cases, that's all some people need, maybe just to be able to repair the roof, because insurance isn't covering it. And one important thing to note too, because we're having difficulty, I'm hearing things out because I go to all these different disaster recovery centers, people are having difficulty getting money from various agencies or from their insurance company. You can borrow money from the SBA if you're approved, and then repay back that money from your insurance payoff once you get that. So you can actually, you might be able to get approved. In fact, we've approved nearly $1.6 billion from Hurricane Harvey relief through the SBA in the last 8 weeks. And most of them are going up. For Nueces County, as of Monday, we've approved $24 million, and that's up from a little over $19 million the week before. So we've seen like nearly a 30% increase in just 1 week, because as we get further away from the hurricane, we're seeing more and more loans being processed.
Yes, wow.
But that's one other thing I want to point out to folks is that we have about, you see the numbers here, about nearly 28,000 applications that have been requested in Nueces County for folks that are requesting assistance from the SBA, but only about 3,300 have been returned back. So that's a return rate of only about 12%.
Wow.
So, you know, for only 12%, we still have $24 million approved. But the word I want to get out to folks is, if you have requested a loan from the SBA and you have the paperwork, please don't sit on the paperwork. Get that paperwork back to us, because we can process that in about 4 weeks or less. Sometimes, well, about 4 weeks is what we ask for. 4 to 6 weeks is kind of average right now because there's so much going on. But get that paperwork back into us so we can actually process that and get you the assistance that you need.
Awesome. Can you tell us the deadlines for those?
Yeah, the initial deadline that's normally set up for disasters is 60 days after the declaration, which that would have been 2 days ago, back on October 24th. However, the governor requested and was granted an extension out to November 24th. So if you have never applied for FEMA assistance or for Small Business Administration assistance, you still have several weeks now to get that application in. But be sure that in addition, that basically it's 2 deadlines for that. One deadline is to apply with FEMA, but the second part is to go ahead and, to register with FEMA is actually the terminology, but also apply for that loan from the SBA, and that has to be started by the 24th of November. Now, you may still take several weeks. In fact, a lot of people are being held up because maybe they can't get their tax records from the IRS.
Oh.
I was talking to somebody inside who said that the IRS is advising, and I'm not trying to speak for the IRS, but they're advising as much as 75 days to get the information back. So my recommendation would be, if you are having a slow up from the IRS, be sure to tell them that you survived the disaster, you're trying to get help for the disaster, and they might be able to push your processing time. The only thing that you're going to need for as a homeowner and as a renter is going to be your tax transcript, basically your tax records, and that apparently does take several weeks to get that from the IRS. But that seems to be one of the holdups for a lot of people who are trying to get loans from the SBA.
Okay, so just don't hesitate. Get your application in there as soon as you can.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. And they can get the application from the website?
They can go on the website, fill it in. They can also call. The website is www.sba.gov/Harvey. They can also go to. They can also call 1-800-659-2955. And understand the wait time on that's much less. But here at the Corpus Christi Disaster Recovery Center, they're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6. And Sunday 12 to 5. And talking with the station manager, what I've heard is the best time to come is between 9 and 10. Right now, you can come in and there's no wait. So between 9, 10 o'clock or so during the week, and then about 3 to 5 p.m. during the week. There's normally no wait at all. You can get right in and get processed and get any help that you might need. Because you might be in a situation too, in addition to applying for the first time, you may not have internet access. I've talked with people who are still out in Port Aransas and the Rockport area who just now, 2 months after the hurricane, have just gotten their internet access back. So they're having to come into disaster recovery centers just like this to actually give them the paperwork, to scan it and upload it to the SBA for processing. So, you know, the process does take a while, and we are in the process of helping as many people as we can. But I think the best way to get results is to actually come into a disaster recovery center just like this. We do have 5 in the area. We have one here in Corpus Christi. We have one in Ingleside, Port Aransas, Rockport, and 3 days of the week in Refugio, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 9 to 6 p.m.
Okay.
The hours of this location here again are 9 to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and 12 p.m. noon to 5 p.m. on Sunday.
Wonderful. And there's no appointment needed, right?
That's right.
It's a walk-in basis.
Okay. There may be a line depending on when you come, but like I said, right now you can come down. There's no wait right now at all.
That's wonderful. Can you tell us a little bit about people that already have SBA loans?
Yes. One condition, about SBA loans, if you're one of the people that have an SBA loan, you can request a 1-year extension because of the hurricane. You just have to request it. They won't give it to you automatically. But one other thing to know about the terms of an SBA loan is if you get an SBA loan, There is no payment for the first year. It's spread out over 30 years. So it can be spread out over 30 years. It could be as little as 7 for some businesses that are really well off, but in most cases, you'll have a 15 or 30-year repayment period, which is a very long time. And again, the interest rate's really low. I can't remember if I said this or not, but it's as low as 1.75% for homeowners and renters, and as low as 3.305% for businesses. Even nonprofits. I've talked with people before who had nonprofits who had to slow down. I've talked to a condo association. They're a 501c3 the way they're filed. So the interest rate for nonprofits is actually pretty low too. It's only 2.5%. Repaid over 30 years, no payments for the first year.
That's incredible.
And the money comes not from a local bank, but it comes directly from the U.S. Treasury.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for everything you're doing to help us here in our community. We really appreciate it. If you guys aren't, Bobby didn't tell you this, but he is also from Houston. His area was affected as well.
In fact, I'm taking out a small business loan myself for a couple of $1,000s to help with some of the rain damage I received on my house. So even myself, and I know lots of other people who have received various storm damage in Houston and Corpus Christi and every place in between. And the SBA is here to help.
Thank you so much, Bobby. We really appreciate your help.
Thank you.
Please go online, www.sba.gov. Come to any of one of 5 centers here in our area so that we could help you recover. The SBA has been doing a wonderful job seeing people pretty much on a daily basis, right?
Yes, definitely, yes.
Okay, so please take advantage of the services here, of the people available. The SBDC advisors are also helping with the SBA disaster recovery loan application process. We can just help walk you through it. If you don't have time to come in during their hours, we'll help you out. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions or any questions, please post them down below, and I will be sure to get in touch with Bobby
so
that he can help you. Thank you so much. Have a good morning.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.